And now, Starliner Media presents Music Night at the Majestic's Holiday Extravaganza with your host, Michael Boswell.
All right, continuing Music Night at the Majestic's Holiday Extravaganza. With me now, Sergio Lara. Sergio, welcome to the Extravaganza.
Hey, Michael, happy holidays. Thanks for having me.
Same to you, Sergio. Well, I'll tell you what, since we are music focused here at Music Night at the Majestic, let's start with your Christmas album, Navidad. Tell us about that.
Yes, ever since I was a kid, I've been learning Christmas music and playing it, during the holidays. Whether it was the Mexican villancicos, Spanish, or the regular folky traditional songs. So since like every year there was some kind of event, private parties, just different things. So we had amassed a repertoire of Christmas music, and when our contract with Higher Octave, the first 4 albums that we did, when it expired and we were about to renew the contract, there was kind of a period where we were not signed. And so I told the label, okay, while we negotiate the next contract, I'm going to make a record. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to make a record. It's going to be a Christmas album, because every year people ask for Christmas music, because we play it and they say, oh, wow, do you have this available? So, so we did it, and we decided to do it just like, this, I'm talking about Lara and Reyes, my previous, project, that my previous band that I had. And so we decided to do it just live duets, just like if we were in your living room or in your party or whatever. So, and also another thing that I really wanted to do was to do just choose the favorite holiday music that everybody knows, so you can sing along or whatever. I hate Christmas music, albums or projects that I don't know any of the music and it's supposed to be Christmas. Well, I want to hear why Christmas,
Exactly.
And so this was the original album. This was the original album that Higher Octave re-released after we did a run of 2,000 of this collector's edition that I think you have a copy of.
I do.
And so this one was the one that we put together ourselves before we sold it again to the label, because then we got signed for another 4 albums, and one of them was this one because they loved it, obviously. And so, we used to do, telethons, in December. We used to do all kinds of stuff. And anyway, it's one of our most popular records. And like I say, the only thing that I wanted to make sure was that the music was, or all the songs most of the songs that people know, and also with a minimum of improvisation, just saying really true to the melodies and true to the styles, of course, with a little Latin flavor, flamenco, thing, which is what we do anyway, what I do. And so it's like I think that you can play the record and sing along if you want to, because it's just, there's no improvisation, there's a lot of melodies, that's the basic idea.
Well, and the thing is with Christmas music, holiday music, what have you, when you listen to it, you can't help but be in a good mood. I mean, it is just a happy sound. And to me, I can hear a Christmas song in July, and it gives you that feeling.
Exactly. And, the mandolin, I use the mandolin on a lot of cuts. And, the mandolin, just for some reason, it's just very Christmassy, very, very happy, and also, you mentioned July. It's funny because obviously, in order for the album to be ready in December, we recorded it in June here in San Antonio. It's 100 degrees out there. So what we did is, we set up Christmas lights in the studio, and the whole atmosphere, just to get into the spirit, of Christmas in July or in June or whatever it was.
Well,
But
it worked.
yeah, well, I mean, in order to have it ready for December. But Michael, the number one ingredient, the number one reason why it worked is because we have done, we do this every year. This is such a shame that there's nothing going on this year for obvious reasons, because every year there's something going on. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, the Christmas season is, there's a lot of things, a lot of invitations that we get to play. And, including, like I said, one of the telethons, the Christmas telethon locally. And, we go and we play, Christmas music, and then private parties and stuff like that. So the point being is that all those tunes, we already had them, worked ready just to record them live in the studio, So it was a very joyful process, and a very effective thing to have. I needed to have a Christmas release. I needed to have it. And also, studying, with the as a fan of guitar, instrumental music, string instrument music, I'm very familiar with a lot of the Christmas projects that have been, going, that have been released throughout the years, whether it's, the jazz players, or a lot of the new acoustic, the string guys from Nashville and stuff, or Grisman, the David Grisman one and stuff. So I knew, I knew that I knew what I needed to do in order to have something different,
right,
and not just copy, the same. Because with those tunes, man, those tunes are 3 chords. It's like so. But if you change the rhythm, if you change the instrumentation. I mean, I don't think there's ever been a record like this with flamenco guitar and bluegrass mandolin on the same,
right.
like kind of an original idea. And I mean, people really seems like people really like it.
Well, the nice thing about it, Sergio, is because you stuck to a lot of the standards, if you will. There's songs that people know, but with the flamenco guitar and the mandolin, it brings a new flavor to it.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like you get one of your favorite things, but it's been spiced up.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a little vacation. It's like, okay, well, you're listening to Frosty the Snowman or whatever, but it sounds different. It sounds kind of like like a fiesta. Kind of.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. Talking about those standards, which Christmas standards are your favorites?
There's one. Well, obviously, probably my favorite would be the "God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen," just because it's a very, it's kind of a Celtic vibe, and I really like it. But but a lot of these tunes, most of these songs, are just, it's like I listen to them. To me, it's just like going to Disney World, or something. It just brings back so many great memories of my childhood. I mean, Christmas was a really big deal in my family. I mean, like a huge deal. My mother would have these incredible parties, starting at 5 p.m. and I remember going to bed, and at 4 a.m. my mother vacuuming downstairs, because the last family or friends have left. So it was like this incredible feast every year, and then also every year it was, we'll have Christmas, and then the next day, I mean, I'm talking about Christmas Eve, okay? I'm talking about Christmas Eve, the 24th, and then the next day we'd go out on a trip somewhere, we had already scheduled, either. So for me, just the whole season, brings back a lot of great memories. And then obviously, with my kids, with my daughters, which are not kids anymore, we kind of like continue the tradition, and it's still, kind of like a very happy, happy time, with football and, and days off and stuff, even though, like I say, we used to be super busy. December was like super, super busy, even including the New Year's. We had like New Year's, events every year, New Year's concerts in some ballroom, some hotel ballroom or something, with, thousands, a couple of thousand people there or something. I mean, and not just concerts, but a lot of private events. But that's like a past life, man. That's like I don't know, it makes me really sad that in the situation that we're living in right now, it's just pretty much like a unknown future.
Well, hopefully Christmas 2021
Yes.
will be a fun, vibrant, you can throw a party like what your mom used to do on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, we need to take care of each other. Everybody. If I want to, say something to your audience, and just to, besides happy holidays, is please, take care of yourselves. Let's contribute, all of us, to trying to, to get this thing on the right, track. And it starts with staying home. Just trying to follow the correct things to do. I mean, it's an unknown thing, but like you said, hopefully for next year everything will be back to close to normal, hopefully.
That would be a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
All right, Sergio, I'll tell you what, any closing Christmas greetings you'd like to give to the viewers?
Just what I'd like to say is that in preparing for the interview, I found a box of these guys left in my music room. of this one, of course the old one. This one, it's available everywhere. You can download it at Amazon or whatever. I don't know if there are any actual CDs left of the higher after one, but of this one I still have a few left. So if anybody is interested, just send me an email, or log into my Facebook page, send me a because these are 20 years old, man. This was released in year 2000. Unbelievable.
Wow. And
like I said, I found a box. Sometimes because of the lack of sales of CDs, I mean, most of the stuff that I had, like my personal stash or whatever, I have it arranged, in different places in my studio, basically because there's no sales. It's very rare when people tell me, hey, can I buy one of your CDs? Because there's no CDs and everything's downloads now. But it's really surprising that I found this, and hey, might as well just sell them.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, we've had your Facebook page scrolling across the bottom of the screen throughout the show. So if anybody is interested in, I have that album, so I can tell you will definitely enjoy it. So go to Sergio's Facebook page and get yourself a copy.
Thank you.
All right. Well, on that, we're going to wrap up Sergio's segment of Music Night at the Majestic's Holiday Extravaganza here. Sergio, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Michael. Happy holidays again to you and your family and your great audience. And thanks for the contact. And hopefully we can do this again very soon, because like I told you, I'm working on a new, the new project, which I'm hoping that I can start tracking in January, to have it ready for the spring, for the San Antonio Guitar Trio, and we'll talk about that. But absolutely, have a very safe season.
You too. Thank you, Sergio.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Likewise.
If you enjoyed Music Night at the Majestic's Holiday Extravaganza, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and at musicnight.net. Music Night at the Majestic is a copyright production of Starliner Media. Any use of this program, its audio, or visual images without the express written consent of Starliner Media is prohibited.